secret Russian submarine operation, right under the water surrounding the UK. Detected, tracked, and now revealed. But here's the real question. What were they actually doing down there? The UK Defence Secretary, John Healey, has confirmed that a Russian submarine operation was detected near British waters, lasting nearly a month.
Our armed forces left them in no doubt that they were being monitored, that their movements were not covert, as President Putin planned, and that their attempted secret operation had been exposed. Those GUGI submarines have now left UK waters and headed back north. And this operation, which lasted more than a month, has now concluded. And I'm making this statement to call out this Russian activity. And to President Putin I say, we see you, we see your activity over our cables and our pipelines, and you should know that any attempt to damage them will not be tolerated and will have serious consequences.
This was more than just a patrol, as it involved an Akula-class attack submarine and two highly secretive GUGI spy submarines. These vessels were operating near critical undersea infrastructure before eventually retreating north. Now here's why this matters. The UK, like most of the world, depends heavily on undersea cables and pipelines. Over 90% of internet traffic travels through these cables. They also carry vital energy supplies. The problem here is that they are incredibly hard to protect. You simply cannot monitor every meter of cable lying on the ocean floor. The submarines involved were highly advanced mini-submarines operated by Russia's GUGI unit, officially called the Main Directorate of Deep Sea Research. Its objective is to operate submarines that are able to dive deep into the sea in order to gather intelligence or to work on installations on the seabed, including sabotage. These machines can dive thousands of meters deep, cut cables using specialized tools, or plant hidden surveillance devices for years. Experts say this wasn't a random movement. It looked like a deliberate mapping mission, studying where infrastructure is and how resilient it is. Cybersecurity expert Charlotte Wilson explains, these aren't standard submarines. They're designed for deep sea operations. This suggests a deliberate effort to understand the critical infrastructure, not just locate it, but test how vulnerable it is. This isn't happening in isolation. A 2025 UK inquiry identified three major threats to undersea infrastructure: Russia, China and non-state actors. Recent incidents have already raised alarms. A suspected 2024 attack disrupted Latvia's data services. And even more worrying, UK officials admit they're not confident they could stop or quickly recover from a major attack. The head of the Royal Navy, General Sir Gwyn Jenkins, has issued a stark warning.
A 30% increase in Russian incursion in our waters just in the last 2 years. It's most visibly seen in the presence of their spy ships, like the Yantar. But I can tell you today, the Yantar is only the visible bit you see in the public, and it's not the bit that worries me the most. It's what's going on under the waves that most concerns me.
Meanwhile, the UK is increasing its military presence in Norway, expanding surveillance and investing £100 million into submarine hunting aircraft. According to UK officials, this operation was highly strategic. The Akula submarine may have acted as a decoy while the GUGI vessels carried out the real mission, quietly surveying cables deep in the Atlantic. The operation lasted weeks, but was ultimately tracked by RAF surveillance aircraft, a Royal Navy warship and Allied forces, including Norway. There are around 600 undersea cables worldwide, stretching over 870,000 miles. The UK and Ireland alone have about 60 landing points. These cables power the internet, financial systems, global communication. In other words, we are so dependent on these systems that if they were compromised or sabotaged, the resulting damage would cause far-reaching disruption across a multitude of services. There's no evidence of damage yet, but the message is clear. Any attempt to sabotage this infrastructure will have serious consequences, and while global attention may shift elsewhere, one thing remains certain. Russia is still the primary threat beneath the waves. If you like this video, please hit subscribe and like, and I'll catch you in the next one.